Hey everybody, this is Jacob. Um, I probably won't be out here too long. It's pretty cold today, but I've been cooped up in my house like for a majority of the afternoon and really the weekend, and I feel like I just needed something to jolt me a little bit. So, yeah, even though it's cold, it's kind of nice. Kind of like a reminder that you're living in the world. Not to get too deep right out of the gate, but I've been living in Colorado for, I guess, coming up on 2 years. Actually, yeah, just a little over 2 years as of the earlier in this month of January. And sometimes I feel like I'm not really taking advantage of like where I'm at, you know. And so I'm here at a park where you can clearly see Pikes Peak in the background, and I kind of just wanted to do one of these videos that's a bit raw, maybe a bit like unedited, compared to my usual jump cut every 4 seconds kind of video. But I don't know. I've had a couple things on my mind recently, and I kind of just wanted to talk about feeling motivated, or being motivated rather, kind of as entering like adulthood, right, and having a full-time job, and like how do you balance that with other things you like to do, relationships, or maybe even like creative pursuits. I've talked plenty of times on this channel about reflecting as a creative, and like what does that mean, and doing music and doing filmmaking, and all that sort of thing. And maybe you're into that, that's cool. Maybe not, that's okay. But I think this is applicable to like several areas of life, right? Of like, yeah, let's say you have a full-time gig, right, and you're doing a 40 hours, maybe more, a week. How do you have time? How do you find the motivation to do like other stuff? I mean, this is a question obviously like I've dealt with a lot. Because sometimes like after work or even before work, you don't really want to do anything. I mean, like sometimes it takes a lot to not just sit back in the recliner, click on the Netflix and just kind of let the day go by, let the night go by until you fall asleep. Rinse, wash, repeat, do the next day, you do the same thing. I guess it's a good question. I could say a lot of things of like, you just gotta do it, man. You just gotta start, and you gotta make it happen. And I think there's a place for that. I don't know if I'm the guy to be like saying all that, you know, because I could say a lot of things, but a lot of it has to come from like, it's like internal motivation. And I find that's what kind of pushes me. So this isn't really like a, motivational speech type thing like TED Talk, right? Where it's like, here's 3 easy steps. No, 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 no. Again, this is kind of stream of consciousness, but this is like, when I say internal motivation, right? That's tough. How do you even explain that? How do you describe that? I think everyone has some of that. But I think it's with different it's different things. I mean, I guess a good question you can ask yourself is like, what makes you excited? What makes you want to like, get out of bed and just like go after it, That could be a lot of things, right? I mean, it could be the gym. I wish it was the gym a little more for me, I'm not gonna lie. But a lot of times for me, like, I don't know, I get these like very large like visions of projects, creative pursuits, albums, movies, you name it, right? And that gets me really excited. But maybe for you it's something else, maybe, as I said, it could be the gym, it could be spending time with people you love. And I mean, obviously, I don't know, these are like really basic. Maybe I should have like came out here with an outline or a list or something, but I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is like, once you know kind of like what that thing is, I think it literally is kind of just like finding time to do it. like whenever you can. And I'm not saying you have to be like, okay, 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. You know, you can really, I mean, you actually can start very small and just do a little bit of something, dabble in a little bit of something, you know, because after work it might be kind of hard. For me, I've got kind of an interesting shift, right, where I go in at like 2 p.m., I get off at like 11. A lot of people are like, oh, that'd be miserable, bro. You just wake up and go to work, and then you come back and you go to sleep and, you know, do. I mean, I find time in the morning, and I'm kind of a night owl. I get to sleep in a little bit, so I'm not complaining. But I don't know, where do you know, wherever you can find the time, right? So, like, for me, I like making music and whatnot, and, hold on, I'm gonna clip this on real quick. My hands are getting cold. For me, it's like doing music, and I love doing that in filmmaking, right? I've wanted to do like a feature film for like such a long time, and so maybe this video, you know, is kind of meant to be me talking to myself here. But just something to ask yourself. I'm actually gonna wrap this video up. It's getting really cold out here, and it looks like I'm low on minutes. But anyway, just something to think about. I might do a continuation of this at some point, maybe when it's warmer. So I'll see you guys around.